And the United Nations has called for a full investigation into the death of an American-Turkish dual citizen in the occupied West Bank on Friday. The spokesman for the UN Secretary-General reiterated that civilians must be protected at all times. Eyewitnesses and Palestinian officials say Israeli soldiers shot 26-year-old Aysanur Ezgiadi in the head as she took part in a weekly protest against the expansion of Jewish settlements in the town of Beita near Nablus. The dual national was rushed to a hospital but later pronounced dead. Well, let's speak to our diplomatic correspondent, James Landale. Hello there to you, James. Just tell us a bit more about this incident.
Well, as you say, it was a weekly protest near Nablus against an illegal settlement where there have been these protests, for a long time against the settlement that has been made by some Israelis in an area that even the Israeli government says is an illegal outpost. So it's quite a regular place for people to demonstrate and protest. And anyway, this young woman, this young American woman, Aysanur Ezgiadi, who's literally just graduated from Washington University in Seattle, had recently arrived in the West Bank. She was taking part in this protest. And during that protest, it reached a stage where the Israeli forces fired what eyewitnesses say were 2 shots. And one of those shots hit Ms. Ezgi in the head, and she was taken to hospital where she later died. The IDF say that they are reviewing this incident. They say that shots were fired against what they called a man who was instigating violence by throwing rocks. The organisation which has run this protest denied that it was violent in any way and said that Ms. Ezgi was 200 metres away from the police, from the soldiers when this happened. So either way, there will be different accounts of what happened, but clearly a young American woman with Turkish origins has died as a result of this incident.
Okay, and like you said, she is a dual national. What comments have Washington made on this incident?
Well, the Americans so far have said that they think it's a deeply disturbing killing. That's the message from the White House. They've also said that they've asked the Israelis to investigate. The United Nations have called for a full investigation, and the family have asked, they say that an Israeli investigation would not be adequate, to use their language. They say they have asked President Biden to order a full independent investigation to try and get to the bottom of precisely what happened. Because, people die very frequently in the West Bank as a result of shootings, clashes between both sides. And sometimes there are investigations, sometimes there are not. And it is often very, very hard to get to the bottom of precisely what happened. And the problem here is that any kind of so-called independent investigation is going to have to rely on the acquiescence of the Israeli authorities, and that's not always forthcoming.